I'm going to show you now how to replace a light switch. It's a very common thing to do, and there's a lot of people that get confused when they're doing it and get mixed up, and it is quite easy to get mixed up if you don't know what you're doing. So there's a few basic precautions that you've got to follow when you're doing it. So I'm going to show you how to do it now. The first thing you need to do is switch off the lights that you're working on and any other lights on the same circuit, and then you need to go to the fuse box and isolate the circuit that you're working on. So I've switched off this circuit now for the lights, but before you start working on it, you have actually got to confirm that it is dead. There is a chance that when I went to pull the fuse, that the lights just stopped working anyway. Maybe one of the bulbs went, so I could come here, take the cover off and get a nasty shock or even get electrocuted. So you have to confirm that it's actually dead before you touch any of the wires. So I'll show you how to do that as well. So first off, we're going to remove the faceplate. Now we've removed the screws, we can pull the faceplate forwards, exposing the wires, but before we touch any of the wires, we have to confirm that the wires are dead. This may look like a neon screwdriver to you, but it isn't. It's actually a test screwdriver. If you hold it by the tip and put it near any wires that are live, it will actually light up to indicate that the wires are live. So I'm actually testing in there now and it's not illuminating, so it does look like everything's dead. But when you've done that, you've got to confirm that your screwdriver is still working by testing that on a known working appliance. So just to prove that my screwdriver is still working, I'm going to test that on something that I know is live. And I know that this flex is live because I've got my work light plugged into it. So when I put that near there, you can see that it illuminates. Which is proving to me that that is live. Now when I go over here and test these cables, it's not lighting, so they are definitely dead. So we do know that we've isolated the correct circuit. Before removing any of the wires, you need to mark them up. So many people go to swap a faceplate over like that, and then they'll have 6, maybe 8 wires there, and they won't have a clue where they go back. And then they'll probably come to our forum and come and ask us where they go, and we don't actually know because we weren't there when they took it off. And it's almost impossible to work out by someone saying, oh well, I've got 5 red wires and 3 black wires, because that tells us nothing. So it's really important at this stage to actually label up each wire and where it goes to. Although this is a very basic setup, we're still going to use masking tape to mark up where everything goes, just so that you know when you come to do it where everything goes. So now I'm just going to get a piece of masking tape and label up each wire. I'm not actually going to label up the link wire there between the 2 comms because it's obvious what that is. I actually know what it is. So now we've marked everything up, we can now remove the old light switch. I can take that out for now. If you look at this light switch that we're taking off, you can actually see the terminals clearly. You've got your COM terminals there at the top, and then L1 and L2 terminals at the bottom. Now you'd only use the L2s on a 2-way lighting circuit, not a 1-way. So this is the new light switch that we're going to be fitting. And if we look at this one, it's actually a little bit different because the COM is not at the top on both of them like it was on the one we've just taken off. So you've got COM there and COM there. So when we put this back on, we need to put the linking wire between those two. If you look at this light switch now, you can see that the back box there is earthed. It's got an earthing wire going to it. When you're fitting a metal accessory will always have an earthing terminal on it with a little earth symbol, and that means that it must be earthed. So the best way to earth a light like this is to take a wire from the earthing terminal on the back box to the earthing terminal on the accessory. So it's really easy to do, and all you need is a piece of copper wire. So the first thing we're going to do now is install another earth wire. So we're just going to undo this terminal up here so we can get the earth wire in. That's nice and tight now. And we're probably going to need about that much wire, so we'll just snip that off. And then when we fasten the copper conductor to the back box like that, we can just put a piece of green and yellow earth sleeving on it to show that it's the earth wire. So now we can reconnect all the wires onto the new light switch. So now we've got our earth wire on and we've got our other wires all marked up, we can now put the new light switch back on. So I've removed the masking tape from this one now because I know where this wire is going. It's going into the COM terminal. It's important to make sure at this stage that you've got your light switch the correct way up. So we're just going to put that wire into COM along with this wire. And then, as I said earlier, that's a link wire. So that needs to go into the other COM terminal. Now I'll just remove the masking from that one because I know where that one's going. And then there's just this last wire. And I know where that one's going, so I can remove the label from that now. Once you've connected all your wires like that, it's a good idea to test them all to see if you can pull them back out. And if you can, obviously you need to redo the connection. Now the last thing we're going to connect up is the earth wire, which is what we put in earlier. This particular light has a plastic plate like that fits behind the light switch, but you can put this on at any point. Some people find it easy to put it on before they do the wiring. When you push your light switch back to the wall, it's important to make sure that you don't trap any wires. So now we're just going to put the screws back in. And then before you tighten it up, just make sure that it is straight. And when you tighten the face plate back up, you can then restore the electricity.